Hello, welcome. I've been meaning to record this video for a while now, and I am excited. My cat. I am very excited and happy that I have the time now. I was supposed to be doing something else, but unfortunately, I am not, and it will help me to take my mind out of that. That's not important. I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. Anyway, so I want to talk to you about the similarities or particularities, similarities that we find when we are learning things like either languages or, in my case now, dancing. So I made a list of things that I've been noticing, observing, and those things really help me when it comes to teaching, because I've been doing it for not only teaching, but learning languages, and that I forgot how it was. I mean, not that I forgot, because I see my students going through this on a daily basis, but I forgot how it is to be in that place myself. So I guess that when it comes to learning, like I said, be it dancing or a sport or a hobby or whatever it is, we are going to go through some things that we'll need to get over or get accustomed or deal somehow. So the first thing is time. So when my students come up to me, like sometimes they don't even ask that in the first lesson, they will ask that before the lesson. They will send me a message and they'll ask, how much longer will it take for me to learn Portuguese? That's a tricky question because it depends on so many things. And then I'll investigate more, I'll talk to them more. And what do they mean with that? Do you mean fluency? Do you mean being able to communicate, to understand, to speak? There are so many varieties. There are so many things that people want. And it's so unique, everyone's path in anything. So I usually cannot answer that. And I doubt that there is a teacher who can, like with 100% of certainty, answer that, because it depends. It is not like a universal answer. So time, when I started West Coast Swing, I was anxious and I am pretty bad at it, which is normal because I'm starting and I never danced before. And that's the case for many students. They come to class and Portuguese is their first language. It's the first language they're learning. So obviously, they don't know how to learn. They depend on a teacher. They depend on blogs, on videos, on things that they heard, on forums, you name it. So we have this thing like, how much longer will it take? And I'm like, no, I am bad. I see that people are in different stages because I go to balls, I practice with some people, I take classes, and everyone is in a different place. And there are people who's been doing it for quite a long time, years, decades, and we instantly want to compare ourselves to those people, right? So we look at native speakers and we're like, oh my God, I want to speak like that person. Or maybe we have a friend who already speaks some languages. My cat is, she wanna leave the room probably. Hey, hey, I don't know what's happening. Well, so we tend to compare ourselves to people, and we shouldn't really, because there are so many things going on in everyone's lives, like the time that they can put, the money that they can spend on classes, on traveling to countries, or like their surroundings, the people that they are listening to, like their availability, if they have flexible jobs to study more, even their clinical medical conditions. Like I myself have ADHD, and for me it's difficult to learn in some traditional, let's say, ways. Like I had to create my own like learning style. So some people, they even if they don't have like a disorder, I don't even know how to talk about that. I hope I'm not offending anyone. I don't know how to talk about my ADHD, and I hope I'm not being disrespectful, but so there are conditions that we have, like be it the surroundings, our backgrounds, or what's going on in our lives at the moment. Maybe we need, that is a mess. Oh my God, now I'm seeing it. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Can I escape that? Can I change that? Let's try. What for? Yeah. So it's like it's pointless to ask how much longer will I take to learn West Coast swing, because what is learning it? Is it being like a world champion? Is it being able to dance without freezing? Because I will freeze. I will look at my follower, the people I'm dancing to, and I'll start apologizing forever. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I mean, and I'll hear students saying that to me in lessons. I'm sorry, you taught me that already. I'm so sorry, I'm so stupid. No, you're not. You're absolutely not. And I have to remind myself that when I make mistakes, when I freeze, when I'm dancing with a more experienced dancer, or even not that experienced, but more experienced than me, I should not apologize. I'm learning. For God's sake, I'm learning, but I will, and I should not. So time, it's not really important as long as we are enjoying. So that's what I tell my students. Enjoy the road. You get there. We'll get there eventually, as long as we keep doing, which brings me to um, repetition and consistency. So we have footworks, moves in West Coast Swing, and my teachers will teach me a move. They all have names, and I love their names. So there is this one called Sugar Push. It's like a basic West Coast Swing move. I guess they call footwork. I'm not sure. Um, but so I will have to repeat that. If it is new to me, I'll repeat that. My cat, it's very crazy. Anyway, so I will have to repeat that several times, and it's okay. It's always okay. As long as we are consistent. It doesn't matter if we need the teacher to repeat that. And sometimes, even when I'm not dancing with my teachers, I'm on balls with people that I don't know. And that's something amazing about dancing, is that you will dance with people that you have never like formally met, but you meet them there. And dancing is something really interesting. I think everyone should learn it at some point, because it's a way of communication as well. A different, but still. So I'll beat balls on balls, and I will forget something. Maybe I should go to the left, and I turn out going to the right, or I won't know simply what the leader was trying to leading me to. And then I'll say, oh, I'm sorry, could we do that again? Or would you teach this to me? I don't quite know that really. So they will, because people are nice. So something that I always tell my students, like, I'm not liking this. My room is a mess. So sorry about that. Let me take this. So don't apologize. And if you don't know something, like a word or how to formulate a sentence, ask, how could I say this in a better way? What does that mean? Will you help me with that? Natives will help you, or other people that are not natives, but they speak the language, they will help. People, they are nice. They are nicer than we think they are. So it was something that I learned. So we can ask for help. And as long as we are repeating and being consistent, eventually it will stick with us. Like, so this sugar push that I mentioned, it's so easy now. It's just like saying, so for example, if you greet someone in Portuguese, like, oi, tudo bem? The instant answer will be, tudo bem e você? Because that is already like stuck in your mind. You don't even need to translate that. Tudo bem e você? Tô bem também, obrigada. You don't have to, because you have repeat that so many times that it's obvious now. It's like, it comes naturally. It goes naturally. So consistency. And yeah, so the anxiety that I need to go check on that cat. So if you excuse me a moment. It's fine. She just wanted to leave the room. So I was start talking about anxiety. So anxiety, when we think about talking to native speakers, like, I've heard students saying, oh my God, there is this person at Capoeira or at Zuki, this Brazilian, but I will only talk to them in English because I am so afraid. They even try to talk to me in Portuguese, but I answer in English because I'm insecure, I get anxious, I'm afraid they won't understand me, I'll make so many mistakes. So I freeze. I use English and or Spanish or Italian. So that happens to me when I go to balls, actually, because it's not the best thing to be a beginner among so many intermediates and advanced dancers. And that's the case because not many people learn West Coast swing. It's sort of like a small community, and I am a beginner in a dance that there are a little that was what I meant. There was not so many people really, and it's not like I could. So for example, we are so little that when we have West Coast swing balls, they happen together with zouk balls or forró balls or other type of dance balls. So we'll have more people. And most West Coast swing dancers can dance other rhythms as well. I can't. So it's a situation that I there were some times that I wanted to go to balls. I would call the Uber, but then I would cancel when they were like 5 minutes away, 4 minutes away. And then my heart would beat fast. And then I would have like really a anxiety attack or something, because I wanted to go, but I knew that if I went, I would make a fool of myself. So I understand that feeling of, because with languages, for me, I already know how that works. So even when I start a new language, that's not something that I'm really concerned, because I know that that's how how a friend of mine said that, how it rolls, how it goes, we'll say. Um, I know. But now with dancing, it's different. So I get what some students say when they say that they panic and they freeze and they answer in English instead of trying and using the Portuguese language. So, but I just came to terms with the fact that I need to practice. I need to dance with them. And it's not like they're very super happy to dance with me. There are some people that I know just from seeing, they prefer to dance with more advanced dancers, because if they are intermediate, obviously they cannot learn much at all with me. They will learn from others dancers, but I'll ask them anyway. And that's something cool in West Coast swing. Uh, Women can ask men, and I'm sure that that must be the case, and I hope there is the case for most dance rhythms now, but I know it might not be, because, well, or at least in my country is not. It's very like the role of the woman and the man, it's something or else. But on West Coast swing, no. So I feel free, and it's not a problem to invite someone to dance. And I do, and they will dance and they will smile. That's something amazing also about West Coast swing, is that people are always smiling. And someone even told me that there is something in every dance. So even if you are very advanced, you still can take something out of a dance with a beginner, because it's, I feel like when I look at those more advanced dancers, it feels like they are in the flow, like they are in the zone, or they are having fun. They're not paying as much attention as we think they are to our mistakes, because they've been there. So when you talk to a native speaker, especially those who live in your country and had to learn your language, they've been there. So I'm sure that they'll have a conversation with you, and they'll take something, even if that something is, wow, that person is really trying. That person is learning my native language. That is something, and that person, and I think people like to be useful to other people. I like to think that. So I'm sure that if you make mistakes, you mess up something, they will help you. They won't judge you. So this anxiety that we feel, it's understandable, but we can get through it and communicate or dance. And yeah, and also something else that I notice about, and that is about teaching, or better, teachers. So when I started dancing West Coast swing, I thought, well, should I have one teacher? Should I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10. I discovered that it's not normal on dancing that someone would have more. I wanted to have more because I wanted to experience with different people and techniques, and also because some personal reasons that I won't get into now. But something that I had a discussion with a student of mine who happens to be an English teacher, is that she was telling me that. So she's a IELTS examiner and she's very good at the thing she does, preparing people for that exam. And once she told me, it was when we had a discussion, that she wouldn't understand why sometimes people would come to her. She has like, she has this high price because she focused on this exam and she's very good and qualified, so justifiable. So she said that she don't get that people will pay her price when they could go to cheaper teachers to learn the basics. So why would they come to her, and why would they pay that price, that high price? I'm talking about the high price, a very high price, if they are beginners and if they could learn. Because, well, on languages, it depends. Like, I like to learn things myself, or some basic things at least. And so I prefer to go to classes like knowing some structures already, some words memorized, some conjugations I like to, but so she would say that she wouldn't get that, why they wouldn't look for a cheaper teacher and go into her only when they needed to refine, so they would pass that exam. So maybe like 5 lessons with her or 10 lessons would be enough for them to pass the exam. Um, and then I was thinking the same, like, so there are some teachers that they are world champions, and then I thought, well, they charge a lot. And then I thought, I remembered that conversation, and then I thought, should I pay this teacher if I'm such a beginner? Maybe there are things that I could learn better with other teachers that are not at that level yet. Would it be a waste of money? But then I tried it anyway, and I discovered that not at all, because good teachers, they will make the I a shortcut. Is that, I forgot the word. I think it's a shortcut. They'll show you a shortcut. That's not cheating, but they will give you practical advices that will help you throughout your journey. So it's not that cheaper teachers are not good. That's not what I'm defending here. Uh, I'm just saying that it's different to have less. I mean, the more qualified a teacher is, I mean, unless that teacher has like, maybe, I don't know, I don't know, maybe if you just, you don't get along with the teacher, you don't like the teacher, the voice, or I don't know, you don't match somehow. But I think the more qualified the teacher is, the more experience with that thing that they're teaching. But that's not necessarily a rule. But comparing with my experience with languages and dancing, I think for me, noticing these patterns, that's the case. The more experienced a teacher is, their price will accompany their skills, if that teacher knows how to sell themselves or how much they are worth. So hopefully they'll do know that, so their prices will be high. And as students, it is worth paying high prices for high qualified education. So I have this teacher that charges a fortune for me, but one lesson with him, it's wow. Um, yeah, so I would say that you could get a very high, good, qualified teacher. Don't be cheap with your education. If it's because I have students telling me, I had students telling me, or not, sometimes not telling, sometimes I'll look at their profiles in the platform that I work for, and they had 400 lessons, and I would think, well, at least an intermediate, this student might be, but the student is making basic mistakes. And then I'll think, well, after 400 lessons, really? So it's good to spend our time wisely. And if that means to pay to have a correct guidance, it's better. It's better to have it. Don't be cheap with your education. So yeah, as I was saying, I had students telling me that they had studied years with some teachers, and they couldn't get a thing that I explained. I'm not saying that I am that teacher that, I mean, it's just from my personal experience that they learned in a lesson or half a lesson with me. They couldn't understand, because it's not everyone that is meant for this job. And there are so many people they are doing wrong jobs because maybe they don't know, maybe I don't know. But I think the point is, find someone who loves what they do, who invest in their education. They're always trying things and like growing in their field. I think that, and that has that passion. So I found teachers like that, and it's been like, I want to say something in English that I forgot. A game changer for me. I am I am learning things. Things are making more sense now that when I was studying learning West Coast Swing back in last June, for example. And yeah, that's the message. It took me a long time to put this out there, but let's summarize this. So time is not important. It will take whatever, however it will take, whenever it will take. And the journey is more important than the destination. So you get there eventually, and it's not only when you get there that you have fun with the language or with whatever you're learning. You will have fun in the process. 2, repetition, consistency. Keep doing the same every week, week after week. Consistency is key. Don't be afraid to talk to native speakers, or in my case, to dance with experienced dancers. If you make a mistake, don't apologize. Um, unless the person gets offended, maybe you say something rude without meaning, and then in that case, yes, you do apologize and try to understand what you said. But usually, if you don't get the correct like verb conjugation, man, let it go. Don't apologize if they get you, and don't freeze. Don't, I don't know, pass out like it feels like I'm going to do in the dance floor. And control anxiety. Try to, at least. Or just do it without thinking too much. So without like Oh, the Uber is coming. Oh my God, I'll be there, without anticipating. Just go, enter in the damn car and go. Don't think or overthink too much. Just do it. Just speak with a native. So, and teachers, get a good teacher, someone that will motivate you and will point the way. So yeah, hope that was useful. It was certainly long, but it was the message. Thank you. Till next time.